Hello everyone! In this video, you'll see 33 answers to audience questions posted under the last few devlogs. If you have more questions during this video, leave them down below and we'll make another QA video. Let's get started. 1. When will the game come out? Will it be in early access? We'll announce the release date in the near future. For now, we plan to release the game in early access with 80% of quests, collect all feedback, and during 3 to 4 months with the help of the audience, carry it to the full release. 2. How big are the cities? The first city is much bigger than the cities in Sea Dogs. After the release, we'll analyze audience reaction, watch players' streams, and start making the next cities based on the received feedback. 3. Are you reworking the circular attack? We'll try to get it done before the release. We have plans for reworking the combat system, but more on that in a separate video. 4. Will there be animals? Yes, we already started adding the first animals to the game. 5. Will there be any character customization, breastplates, costumes, hats? We have that in our plans, but it's unlikely to be in the first game. At the current stage, it's easier to use ready-made character models, although we're working on customization. 6. Are the dialogues text-only or fully voiced? Dialogue mechanics will be text-only. However, there will be one surprise waiting for players. We'll talk about that a bit later. 7. How many islands are you planning to have in total? How big will the archipelago be? Do you want to make 3 islands and fill them with life? We want to make all the main islands of the archipelago. After developing technology for that, the speed of making new islands will increase. By how much? We'll see after the release. We plan to please players with new high-quality detailed locations regularly. 8. Will there be a finishing move like in Assassin's Creed or The Witcher? No, but we planned it for the future. 9. You're carefully studying everything and trying to make the game historically accurate, but won't it make the pirate romance disappear? When you have to spend a ton of time destroying a fort in the game, that could quickly become boring. So studying history provides 2 benefits at the same time. First, using historical information makes it much easier to create a context for the game, locations, and weapons. Second, while keeping historical accuracy, we allow players to gain actual knowledge about their favorite topic. We think that it's a lot better than fictional worlds in this setting. Sea Dogs has a great balance between game conditionality and historical accuracy. Sea battles are very simplified, but you can't call them casual. The same approach applies to the land part of the game. We make it similarly. There are a few comments under the last devlog that the game could become more casual than Sea Dogs. Corsairs Legacy will have different difficulty levels. A key feature that will be optional is a marker that shows you where to go in a quest. You won't have to go to a forum, it'll be as simple as selecting a hint button. On high difficulty, this button won't show up. Additionally, there will be a hardcore mode for those who like Sea Dogs, to each his own. 10. Will it be possible for the main character to have some shack in a jungle to store loot, and will cities have real estate? It's an interesting thought. GTA Vice City comes to mind. Not yet, but we'll write it down for the future. 11. Is there any progress on the sea part? Yes, we've already started to develop a sea part. 12. Will there be a quick teleportation system? No, the layout of locations allows quickly getting to any point without a teleport. Level design makes a player enjoy staying in their locations, and there's interesting bonuses for observant travelers. 13. Will the islands be a part of the open world, or will they be a separate location with loading? Sea and land are their own locations. 14. Will there be a crafting system? If yes, what would be possible to make for yourself, so to speak? We planned it and even made a few quests for it, but it's unlikely to be in the first release. 15. A parkour system. Will it be in the game, or will the movement be linear like in Sea Dogs? The movement will be linear, far from Assassin's Creed. 16. Are you planning to launch pre-ordering on Steam in the next month or 2? I think it can help your project's budget. As soon as we know the exact release date and are ready to show a gameplay video, we plan to launch pre-ordering. It will really help us expand the project. 17. This old man in a hat and a white jacket runs and swings his arms nicely. It's a great run animation. I want to play with it. In the open world devlog, we showed different stages of developing a location. At first, we were using the model of a man in a hat in default animations. Each month, we replace a bunch of animations with our own. 18. By the way, this is an interesting thing. Turns out developers are working with more progressive characters with great animation inside the engine. Can't he be used in the game? Is he some kind of walking camera, or is his animation too expensive? If anyone knows, please tell me. I just like this character too much. Here we have to ask the audience a question. Many of you drew attention to the man in a hat. Are you trolling, or did you really like him? 19. How about adding transport to the game, like horses, carts, and carriages to the game? That would make the gameplay more diverse. It's not about Corsairs Legacy. For now, we only plan to travel by ship and by foot. 20. So the combat stays the same as in Sea Dogs? We'll tell you about the combat in one of the next devlogs. 21. By the way, I'm interested in generated quests. What types will they be? Parts of a map to find treasure, a pirate offering a robbery, and merchants asking you to carry an item? That's a classic. Will that be in the game? That's all in the plans. 22. Do you plan to add uninhabited islands that aren't colonized? And also, will the game take place in the same archipelago as in Sea Dogs, or are you planning to expand territories? I'd like to see Cuba in the game. After all, it's the most powerful island in the Caribbean. Yes, we plan to design islands that aren't colonized. 23. Are you planning to add kids? In the City of Abandoned Ships, there were only adults on the streets. Kids in cities and cabin boys could liven up the city. That's a good idea, but it's separate work. Currently, we're working on animation for women and men. Kids are a different specificity. In the future, yes, we plan to add kids. 24. Will gunpowder in pistols and muskets get damp during rain and cause a misfire? We haven't planned on such a mechanic yet. 25. Are you planning to make the main character change over time so that the wounds or signs of aging would appear and so on? We planned it, but we're not sure if we can implement it in time. 26. Will there be the ability to build a ship or get one by capturing or buying an existing ship? For now, it's possible only by capturing or buying a ship, but it's a cool idea. 27. Will there be references to previous Sea Dog games? We already left a couple of small references, and we plan to add more tiny ones in the future. 28. Will it be possible to start a free play immediately after the first playthrough? At first, there's a story opening, and then players can choose their own path. The opening will be there each time you start a new game. 29. I asked this question under one of the previous videos. Why is the camera placed a bit to the side while the character is running, like in Skyrim? Will it be possible to somehow change it in the game? We did a few tests with the camera and concluded that this format looks the most comfortable in the game. Currently, we have two cameras, close and far from the character. The center of the screen is reserved for elements and characters that the main character interacts with. 30. Will there be any references borrowed from well-known books about pirates in the sea? Oh yes. The references are very explicit and close to fans of the genre. 31. Are you familiar with Blood and Gold Caribbean? It's a modification for Mount and Blade Warband in the pirate world made by our compatriots. However, it's not just a mod, it's a full game that's sold on Steam. Currently, the developers are making a game about sailboats in their setting, similar to the world in the movie Waterworld from 1995. It would be nice to see an interview with those guys about their previous and current projects. We noticed that our viewers like videos about Corsairs Legacy and Sea Dogs. That's why we're making this content. We know about that game, but we haven't contacted the developers. We had a full interview with the developer of Tempest from April that came out only last week. While we have more targeted content, we'll be posting it with a higher priority. 32. I demand a version for PS5. Who's with me? Let's vote, guys. We will release the game only on Steam. We don't want to spend time dealing with other platforms, but we plan to get into nuances between console platforms in the near future. 33. Will there be catacombs? Yes. Well, that's it for today. We'll be waiting for your new questions and see you in the next devlog in 2 weeks. Bye.